everyone, it's Coach Hema here with some solutions for women over 50 who have shoulder pain. This is common. We do a lot of stuff, picking groceries out of the trunk and placing them on a high shelf or even on the counter, lifting boxes, lifting laundry, just doing light and carrying our bags and maybe going on a trip, we carry our suitcase and, all of a sudden we've got this shoulder issue. Or we're sitting on a plane in a very uncomfortable position, or we just slept on it funny. So the first thing I always notice with women over 50 in my client base is that the shoulders are forward rotated. So talk like this or walk like this. So the first thing we can do is some simple shoulder rolls. And I have demonstrated those in a previous video. So you can go to those, or we can just do a few here. The first thing I always like to start with is breathing exercises, just to ground yourself, from the hustle and bustle of life, right? So you want to inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, and then exhale out of your mouth for 4 seconds. Inhale 4, exhale 4. Inhale 4, exhale 4. So the first thing we can do is caveat, always determine if there's a medical issue by seeing your doctor and having that cleared by a professional. If it's not a medical issue and it's just life activity, which is common, then there are some easy solutions, and that's what this video is about. So the first thing is we want to create an opening, because the shoulders, if they're forward rotated, yes, you're going to pull things forward. That's a non-technical way of saying your neck is probably involved as well. So all of this is probably involved, and the shoulder is just the one where you're feeling it. So the first thing I like to do is just to do some simple shoulder rolls. So you're going to inhale up and then exhale back. 3, 2, 1. Notice how slow this is. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4. Exhale 4. 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 And notice it's not the full-blown amplitude. You don't knock it out of the socket, right? Just gentle, right? Inhale. Comfort rolls, always. That's the caveat. So we're here, and you still probably have some shoulder issues. So the next thing we're going to do, none of those moves have caused any discomfort. Remember, comfort is a very good barometer for continuing on. If any time during this video you feel discomfort, stop the video, go see a professional and make sure there's nothing else that you need to address before continuing on. Okay, very important. All right, so you're going to take your hands behind you. If this causes discomfort, again, you've got more going on. You could have had a rotator cuff injury. I don't know. We don't know, right? This is for things where you're still in the comfort zone. It's just mildly uncomfortable. Take your hands behind you, clasp them together. All right, and then you're going to pull away like this. And then look down. So clasp them together, pull away, and then look down. And now you start breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Out of your mouth on those exhales. Inhale. Stay in your comfort zone. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So that's 3 reps, and I would do 3 reps for that because you are placing it in a really in a position that you don't normally stay in. So you don't want to start another issue that your body's not familiar with. Shoulder rolls, 9 rolls is good because this is a good movement that stays within the bounds of ordinary movement, or should. Okay, so then that back wind will ferret out some other issues with neck because you are trying to stretch out some neck. So I would go to the neck loosening video that I had on a previous one and do those back and forward rolls, again 4-beat breathing cycle, and then I would do side to side. Remember, ear to shoulder, it's not diving the ear to the shoulder and pressing it, it's staying in my comfort zone and breathing. And again, some of this may ferret out some other issues, and then I would pause and do a foam roll also. That's very important. So those are 2 things you can do, the shoulder rolls and the pulling back. Now let's get a little bit more deep into this. Some of this stuff is coming from possibly your pec, okay, because you are connected to your pec. If you've been doing floor presses, bench presses, or anything, or you're holding a door open and you're holding it, not the most comfortable, and sometimes your pec causes that shoulder to, and that's happened to me and my clients. But a good pec stretch is to stand at the wall, all right? Just try to get the hand and the foot flush with the wall. And then notice I'm putting my palm down, not up, horizontal or up. Just keep it down so it's relaxed. You want to relax your shoulder. So keep it relaxed and then flush, push in, turn your head, and have the whole side of that body flush with the wall. All right, so at this point you can bring your other leg in. So now you're comfortably flush against the wall, and now you start to breathe. Because now you're pushing this out, so you're trying to stretch your pec area. So you're flush with the wall, and here you are, and then you breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Staying with the 4-beat breathing cycle. Exhale. And as you move in, you want to move towards the wall and do the other side. The other side is extremely important. If you have shoulder pain here, it's likely that this is the shoulder that's injured, or this area somewhere. And this shoulder is carrying most of the work. It's doing most of the work. And therefore, it's actually injured here. This is a possibility. So we'll do the pec stretch again, grabbing the wall, flush your body with the wall, your head on the wall. That feels good, right? Now you're going to inhale. Make sure this hand is flush with the wall on this side as well. So inhale. Keep your foot in. So you're just doing that side and isolating. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And turn to the wall. So we can get deeper into this, and I will do so in another video. But a fourth thing that we can do is I'm going to pause the video and have you go onto the ground. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, so we're going to show you something to do on the floor. This is the 4th move. It's similar to the pec stretch that we did on the wall, with one side at a time. Now we're going to get a little deeper, so make sure you can do those 3 that we did just now before we go to the floor. So on the floor, what we'll do is we will just go face down and turn your head to one side, and arms are outstretched with the palms facing the floor. So turn toward, let's say, the left hand. Keep your feet together on this. All right, so you're facing your left hand with your face. You're facing the left hand. The palm is down. Now take your right hand and rotate counterclockwise so that your palm is facing the ceiling, and that way you're pushing your shoulder into the mat. Now you breathe. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Turn it back, palm faces the floor, rotate your head to the other side, rotate the left hand now clockwise so that your palm faces the ceiling, push this opposite shoulder into the floor. Same thing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Rotate that palm down, bring them in. And just for good measure, I always like to do a modified child's posture. Hips on your heels. Take your knees to the side so you can really get down to the mat, drop your head, and then circle your hands behind you and start breathing now. That was 3 rounds. Circle your hands forward, lift up. And those are 4 moves you can do the next time you have some shoulder discomfort. Now, there's a few more we can do, but I'm going to just keep going and see if those have helped you. And if not, please contact me with the link description in this video and put a comment in that you want to continue on, and I can help you further. And I have a free download also for back pain if that's something you need to address. All right, we will see you next time. Thank you for listening and watching.